Hello. Sorry it has been forever since I've made a video because we have been so ridiculously crazy busy doing baseball, and we have testing going on right now, and just busy with life in general. And also, I've kind of been really consumed with researching different ways to help people and reading tons and tons and tons of books and trying to gain a lot more knowledge because I read this article, and it kind of scared the poo out of me, to be honest. It was talking about how most bariatric patients are, yes, successful within the first year, but then after are not as successful and will gain weight and all of this. And so I was like, oh God, I don't want to gain weight. I don't want to, I don't ever want to gain back anything that I was before. And so, being the librarian that I am, the studious learner, I have read so many books on nutrition, human anatomy, herbal remedies, herbal supplements, how our body processes everything. My husband's like, this has become ridiculous. And I'm like, I'm the type of person, if I don't know how something works, I'm going to research it until I can tell you everything about it in the simplest form possible. So that's what I've been doing. And there are some things that have really surprised me. So I've really gotten into like being a guinea pig and like making my kids be guinea pigs and all of this. Because with their ADHD, y'all all know that back, I guess it was probably like January, we took them off ADHD medicine, went gluten-free, and they've done so well. Holy cow, I'm so proud of those little boogers. But anyway, and they don't really care. As long as if I make it, they're going to eat it. They're not really picky, so thank God for that. Anyway, and so it's kind of opened my eyes to, you know what, maybe these medical people ain't just all crazy. Maybe they got something really real going on here, because for the past, since my kids were in first grade, they've been having ADHD medicine, and now all of a sudden in sixth grade, we don't need it anymore. So maybe there's something to all this. So I decided I wanted to do a video, and I kind of want to do 3 different parts, because this past year, I hear somebody. Maybe not. This past year, I've had to do a lot of self-reflection and I think anybody, whether you're a gastric patient or just somebody trying to lose weight, you have got to get to the root cause of why you're overweight. And that is a lot of different factors. A lot of different factors. And I just always thought that, well, everybody in my family's big, so I'm just bound and destined to be big my whole life. I'll probably get diabetes. I already had high blood pressure. At 30 had high blood pressure. And that's no way of living, guys. Like, what is the root cause? And so I want to do 3 videos. The first one will be looking at the problem itself, because you really, and when you decide to go on your weight loss journey, you've pretty much addressed the problem. Like, you understand, I'm overweight, I need to lose weight, but I want to talk some more about that. And the second video is going to be, okay, what now? What do we do now? How is my body reacting to certain things, hormonal things, and all of that? And the last video that I want to do in this little series is the spiritual aspect of it. So for the first one, so we all are in this boat together. We're overweight. Let's just be honest. Y'all know me. I'm going to be real with you. We're overweight. That's why we decided to lose weight, you know. And that's kind of a big deal to admit to yourself, you know, that, hey, maybe there's a problem here. You know, maybe I can't do this on my own. I'm going to have some help from somewhere else. And what I've found that's a hard thing to admit, you know, that you have a problem and we need to find a solution. And it's very overwhelming, you know, to think that the first time that you started tracking what you eat, you're like, oh my God, this is so many calories. This is so much stuff. And you want me to do how much? How many calories? Oh my, that's not even possible. And so then you get that in your head that this is going to be an unattainable goal. I'm not going to be successful at this because I can't grasp what that's going to be like. And then you do it for like a couple of days and your body is reacting to that, releasing hormones, kind of going crazy. You didn't know that you were going to go crazy because nobody tells us that we're going to go crazy. And so you quit. So we do all these different things, you know, with the first 2 days, we think, yes, it's going to be great, I'm successful. And then 3 days later, you're like, I'm dying, I'm going to kill somebody. And you don't know, nobody told you that that is normal. This is a normal process of your body eliminating the things that you have polluted it with. And it's not going to be a pleasant and fun experience. Drug rehab is not a pleasant and fun experience. I guarantee you're probably not going to foam at the mouth or whatever, but your family may think you look like the Exorcist spitting out pea soup, you know, and that's normal. Yay, it'll be fun times. We'll all have fun. But just know that that is part of the process. And here's another thing for me. And this is a big one, because so many times, and I try to teach my kids this, that nobody is to blame for your actions but you. And I hate to say that because I know that it might hurt people's feelings, but I have never met anybody that had somebody holding a fork up to their mouth, you're going to eat this or I'm going to do something to you. Nobody is forcing us to eat bad things, to eat things that aren't good for us. Nobody's forcing us to do that. It's our choice. And that was a big thing for me to realize, that my first step was to acknowledge the fact that I am in this situation because of the choices that I had made. And so that was a big deal for me. And a lot of y'all are having to do this on your own. Whereas I didn't have to go through the rigorous things that y'all are having to go through prior to having weight loss surgery. But I think it's a good thing kind of in a way, because with me, I kind of, it's bad. Nobody told me anything and we're just running on good times and me going crazy and didn't know why and what was going on. And so that's what started me kind of researching, like, this is crazy and I feel like a lunatic and I got to figure out what's going on. And so there's a lot of factors to why we're overweight in the first place. You can look at it as, you know, lifestyle. In my family, we all like to eat. You know, what do you do for fun? You go out to eat. What do you do whenever somebody dies? You bring them a casserole. What do you do when somebody's getting baptized? You bring them some lunch. You know, like everything is centered around food. And, oh, well, you did, you know, oh, you're not feeling good, let me make you something, you know, and all of this. So we use food as a reward system. And then our body responds to when we eat that, we feel good. It releases endorphins. And so then our brain associates when we eat that it's going to release those endorphins and it's going to make us feel good. And so when you're not eating, your body's not releasing those endorphins and you feel like crap. It's not fun. And then you just sit there and you think about how great you felt when you did eat. And then you just go crazy. And so that is a lot that's factored into it. And then a lot of times we go through a lot of hard things in life that make us depressed, that make our bodies react differently and make us gain weight. You know, if your body is under a lot of stress, your body is going to hold on to fat because it's in a mode where it's in storage mode. So even if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing as far as eating, your body is storing that fat because you're so stressed out. And so that can be another factor. You know, there's a lot of things, and everybody's different, but I guarantee you it is about the amount and quality that we're putting on our forks. That is the biggest reason of why we're overweight. So I always, like I said, grew up thinking, well, my family's all large. We all have thunder thighs, so I'm going to have thunder thighs. Well, let me tell you, these thighs ain't thundering no more. So I'm pretty sure that's not an accurate statement. And the more that I read, and everything that I'm talking about, I've read tons and tons of books on, and they're all talking about how research now proves that you can change your DNA, that your genetics, yes, are going to be passed down, but the environmental factors that you have are what going to trigger those genetic genes to fire off. And you are in control of stopping the fire of those genes. So I do have the gene to have diabetes. I do. I'm carrying it. It's there. The possibility of me having it is there. But by what I put in my body and how I take care of my body is going to stop that gene from firing, just per se, and make it to be where it's not going to become, I feel like somebody's in my library. Maybe not. But anyway, so are you going on the health journey because of the fact that you're scared of developing diabetes? Maybe you already have diabetes. Maybe you have high blood pressure. Maybe you have some type of inflammation disorder, which would be like Crohn's or lupus or thyroid problems or all of these things. And most of the things that I have found are linked to inflammation in your gut. And so any number of those, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, diabetes, Crohn's, all of this has to do with inflammation in your gut. So I have really kind of turned my focus and my research on those type of disorders because those are the ones that I, would be high risk at. And if I know how to fuel my body, then I am not going to feed any of that. And we have cancer just running rapid in my family too. Most everybody in my family that is older, has passed from some type of cancer. And by God, I don't want to do that. I do not want to do that. It is the most excruciating, most horrible thing to watch. And I don't want to do that. And if there was some way that I could stop that, or, even if there was just a small chance that I could prevent that from happening to me or to my kids, I want to do that. I want to do what's best for us. And, educating ourselves is power. I don't mean to sound like Schoolhouse Rock, but that's the truth. And I feel like that's where I went wrong, was for 30 years, I didn't know that what I was doing was wrong and thought that low-fat things were great. And I never understood that I'm doing all this low-fat stuff and I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, but I'm not gaining weight. I'm not losing weight. I'm gaining weight. What am I doing wrong? You know, there's got to be something wrong here. Well, come to find out, there is. There's a lot of things that are wrong. And I'm kind of excited about like all of the new, like people getting into all of this nutrition and researching everything, because there's so many materials out there for me to read and to absorb, you know, knowledge on. And so I'm doing some kind of cool things, and I won't tell you about it right now, but I'm hoping to help, and that's another reason why I've been kind of busy, because I'm hoping in the next couple of months to really be able to help you guys and maybe get some more one-on-one help to make sure that everybody, you know, kind of, I know a little bit more about everything and do it in a more natural way, because I've never been one to want to take medicine, because I'm a firm believer that the pharmaceutical companies don't have your best interest as their best interest. I believe wholeheartedly that they are just out to make money and, oddly enough, fund, you know, like, you know, the food companies and pay for them to do certain things and say certain things. And yeah, I think it's all a crock of crap. You know, back 20 years ago when, you know, my mom's going on this low fat stuff, you know, type 2 diabetes is at an all-time high, and cancer all-time high. I mean, we have people with type 2 diabetes just super young now, and that was always believed to be an older person, you know, disease. And so what gives? I mean, like, do any of y'all ask yourselves that? Like, there might be something wrong here, and maybe I need to change some things. And so what I'm hoping, just to kind of lead into the next video, I kind of just wanted to give a summary of what the next two ones are going to be about, is I really want to educate you on what you put in your body, how it reacts with your body, because a lot of us are, I woke up this morning, I did a turmeric almond milk little warm yummy treat last night before I went to bed, because I really wasn't hungry and I was really tired because we're doing testing. I actually went to bed at 6 o'clock, y'all. I was so tired. I did like 15,000 steps yesterday and I was pooped out. And so I had this, y'all, I slept like a baby until 5 o'clock this morning. Oh, it was so nice. I guess my body was just tired. But anyway, it's so important for us to know how our bodies work, how our body processes, and why certain things are making us plateau, or why we're stalling out, how to change that up, you know, because yes, you know, I know that y'all know that I do keto, and well, if you do keto every day, all day, you're going to plateau. You're going to, and so you'll have like a one day out of the week, do higher glycemic carbs, you know, like have a sweet potato, you know, things like that to kind of trick your body. And I know a lot of y'all have been like, why are you intermittent fasting? Why are you doing this? At this point, I'm not interested in losing any more weight. I am happy where I'm at. Super proud. Never in my wildest dreams, you guys, before I had surgery, I thought to myself, if I could get to 200 pounds, you know, from 318 to 200, I would be happy. That is what I was at my smallest. Y'all, I was 200 pounds in 6th grade. I was wearing a size 12, 200 pounds in 6th grade, same height, same, y'all, my boobs were bigger in 6th grade. I mean, this is ridiculous. I don't have boobies at all anymore. They're just skin bags. But anyway, rocking this B cup, but I need to get like some more padding so it kind of makes it look like they're bigger. But anyway, it's pitiful. So, but I'm okay now. I'll rock some skin bags. I don't care. But anyway, oh, I swear. So it's been such a long day. I'm hard staying focused. But it's so important for us to understand how our body works and what to do when our body is not responding the way that we want it to respond. And so there are certain things that I have learned over this past year from trial and error and constantly educating myself that I want to share with you guys and let you guys know so that we can all do this journey to the best of our abilities. By God, I am not going to say that anybody in this group is going to gain weight. I am going to say right now that all of us are going to continue to be our best us, and we're not going to gain weight. And I don't want to be that statistic, of, well, gastric bypass patients do really well, and then all of a sudden they start gaining their weight back, if not all of it back, and then they get diabetes again. No, I'm not going to do it. I am not going to do it. Or like that one lady says, I ain't doing it, because I'm not. I'm going to educate myself as much as I can on whatever I got to do to make sure that my body is constantly going at high capacity. And here's another thing that I struggle with, and I told Shad last night, and he was like, I just can't do that, Tiffany. Because that's where we're like, I'm treating us all like guinea pigs. Like, well, this week we're not going to do anything without a sugar, and the kids are like, Mom, I don't even know what that means. And they're fine, they're okay with doing it. But anyway, so last night I told him, I was like, here's my goal in life. And this is the hardest thing that I struggle with every freaking day. And it drives me nuts that I cannot do this. This is something that I still, at a year and 4 months or however many months out, I cannot get control of this. I want to be able to only look at food as fuel for my body. So 2 weeks ago, the week before I started, I was like a ravenous bull. I mean, just, I gotta have chocolate. I've gotta have, I wanted some fried chicken so freaking bad. Like, what? I was so mad at myself. Like, you have got to get a grip. I mean, this is ridiculous. And I was so bloated and just felt miserable. And I didn't know why. I was like, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing diet-wise. And I feel like I have swallowed 100 gallons of water. I mean, just freaking bloated. And I want to know everything there is to know about how my body functions the way it is so that I can change it and look at it as only fuel and not look at it as, oh, I've got to have chocolate today. I've got to do this. And I thought maybe by this point doing keto and things that I wouldn't be like that anymore, but I ain't gonna lie, I still am. I still think about chocolate and daydream about how lovely it is. So I bought some really good dark chocolate. It's like 85% dark chocolate. It's okay. It's so bitter, but it's okay. I'll have that. But anyway, oh, I just realized this is 23 minutes. So I will let you go. But, so the next video we're going to talk about, so we've addressed the issue and what now? What can we do about it to do this long term? Not, I am doing this for a year. I'm talking long term. Lifetime wellness here. Lifetime wellness is what I'm talking about. And then the next video will be on the spiritual aspect of it, which is one of the most important aspects of your journey. So anyway, it was good to talk to you guys. I'm sorry it's been so long. I promise as soon as baseball's over, we're going to get back and I will let y'all all know everything that I've learned because I've been journaling and keeping it down so I can make videos. So I'll talk to you guys later. Let me know what you think. Bye.